Welcome to the Abrams Boxing Show, powered by Last Out Media and brought to you by www.15rounds.com, the worldwide leader in boxing news. Also, Abrams Boxing PR Media and Broadcasting, the industry standard for boxing media relations and play-by-play broadcasting. Also, check out www.abramsboxing.com, Abrams Boxing on YouTube, as well as M. Abrams Boxing on Twitter and Marc Abrams Boxing on Instagram. Welcome to another edition of the Abrams Boxing Show. I'm Marc Abrams. We have a big show for you. We get the newly crowned IBF Welterweight Champion of the World, Jaron Ennis, along with undefeated welterweight Tiger Johnson, both be joining us later in the show. Let's get right down to it. We have a lot to get to. Last Saturday in Newcastle, England, Shabazz Masood went to 12-0, scored a very close split decision over Jose San Martin, who's now 34-8-1, 21 knockouts. Scores are 96-94 each way and 98-92 for Masood, which was not really a good scorecard. I watched the fight. So 96-94 probably could have been a draw. Maybe even San Martin pulling out the fight, but Masood, the Englishman, gets the victory in his home country. Day before in England, undefeated super lightweight Harlem Eubank went to 19-0, notched his 8th knockout. He stopped Timo Schwarzkopf in round 11 of their bout that took place in Brighton, England. Schwarzkopf now 22-6. Friday night in Philadelphia, unbeaten heavyweight Sonny Canto scored a 6-round decision over Dartrius Webster. Canto now 12-0, 9 knockouts. That took place at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. I was on the broadcast. Scores are 60-54 in all cards for Sonny Canto. Greg Outlaw got a first-round knockout on the fight. Dante Benjamin, first-round knockout, stopped undefeated Darren Austin. Also, Haven Brady won a decision over Davey Julio. Ali Ellis scored a unanimous decision over Nicoy Clark. Also, in 2 female title bouts, O'Shea Jones knocked out Samantha Pill in the first round, and Leanna Cruz appointed Tanya Walters to both Jones and Cruz win NABF titles. 154 pounds for Jones, super flyweight for Leanna Cruz. At that fight, I had a chance to speak to the undefeated welterweight Tiger Johnson, who was there to support his split team management teammates, including Dante Benjamin's fellow Clevelandite, as you may. And this would sound like when I talked to the undefeated Tiger Johnson. Here with one of the more emerging talents in boxing, Tiger Johnson here in Philadelphia. Good night, the fights here in Philly.
Yeah, it's definitely some amazing fights going on. One of my teammates, O'Shea Jones, she got the first round knockout starting off the show. Then Haven Brady, he got the amazing win, and then right now we got Dante Benjamin. He's getting in now.
Well, O'Shea, Dante, and you, Ohio in the house.
Yeah, for sure. We representing, man. We putting on.
You've actually last couple fights, the way I see it, you've really been improving, sit down your punches, getting knockdowns, knockouts. Is that the way you're kind of starting now to come into your own?
Yeah, I like to start off, just adjusting to my opponent and, using my jab and, just going, following the game plan. And then if I see an opportunity for a knockout, then I'm going to take it.
What do you, I think you're back December 9th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, December 9th in Florida, Pembroke Pines, Florida. It's like, it's right outside of Miami.
What, your opponent?
Yeah, he's from Mexico. I think he's 17-1. 18-1.
How far away you think you are from that? I mean, 18-1 is a step up belt, but from that fight that's kind of put you in the rankings, put you, on the list of big fights.
I feel like I'm ready now. I mean, my last people that's been following my career, like you can see that from my debut all the way up to now, like all my fights been step ups. Like I started my debut with a guy that was 3-1 with 3 knockouts. So it's every fight was a test for me. So. And we ain't doing nothing but just, keep improving and keep knocking them down. I'm ready for whatever. We just get better and better. And when it's time for me to, start fighting the top guys in the rankings, it's gonna be a breeze.
From Olympian to world champion Tiger Johnson, what do you would say to the fans in closing?
Keep supporting me. I appreciate all the support. And December 9th, y'all tune in, ESPN.
There you have it. Undefeated junior, is it junior one? Your welterweight, your junior welterweight,
Junior welterweight,
Junior Welterweight Tiger Johnson. Thank you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Tiger Johnson, the undefeated U.S. Olympian in Philadelphia, taking some fights this past Friday night. This past Tuesday, Steve Claggett took a 10-round unanimous decision over Miguel Madueno. Claggett now 37-7-2. Madueno now 30-2. That took place at the Casino de Montreal. Fight was televised live on ESPN+. Stephen Butler also got a good victory over Ivan Alvarez. Butler now 33-4-1, 27 stoppages. Alvarez falls to 32-15-4. Wednesday night, Pro Box TV has a fight between super welterweights Guido Schramm, guy we've seen a couple times on Showbox, 16-1-2, 9 knockouts, taking on Johan Gonzalez, 33-2, 33 knockouts. That will take place at the White Sands Event Center in Plant City, Florida. Big couple fights Thursday night live on ESPN. 2 world title fights. Shakur Stevenson, 20-0, 10 knockouts, meets Edwin De Los Santos, 16-1, 14 knockouts for the vacant WBC lightweight title. The co-feature will pit Emmanuel Navarrete, the WBO junior lightweight champion, 38-1, 31 knockouts. He will defend his title against two-time world title challenger and former Olympic gold medalist Robson Conceição, 17-2, 8 knockouts. That will take place at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. And like we said, ESPN will broadcast the 2 title fights. I think there's 8 fights going to be on ESPN+. Good night of boxing this Thursday night. I like guy like Shakur Stevenson in the fight, and we'll take Navarrete. I don't know if they're trying to set those guys up. Maybe Navarrete, again, who's big at 130 pounds, to move up to 135 to fight Shakur Stevenson. We shall see, but it should be a good night of fights this Thursday night at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Saturday, DAZN will have super middleweight Diego Pacheco, 19-0, 16 knockouts, facing former world title challenger Marcelo Corceres. Corceres 32-5-1 with 18 knockouts. That will be for some regional titles in the WBO super middleweight. ESPN Plus on Saturday will pit Nick Ball, 18-0, 11 knockouts, taking on former world champion Isaac Dogboe. Dogboe 24-3, 15 knockouts. That will take place at the AO Arena in Manchester, England. That will, again, live on ESPN+. Peacock will also do their second show. It will feature Adam Azim, 9-0, 6 knockouts. He will fight for the European Championship against Frank Pettyjohn, 24-6-3. Also, the EBU middleweight champion Matteo Siganani, 32-6-3, takes on Tyler Denny. And WBO number 1 ranked cruiserweight Richard Riakporhe takes on Dylan Bregion. That will take place in Wolverhampton, England. A lot of news items this week with the Tyson Fury Alexander Usyk fight now being pushed to February. The Saudi fights in Saudi Arabia still will go on December 33rd, December 23rd with a massive card that will feature both Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua in separate bouts. The card, what we'll read is this: Deontay Wilder will take on the former world champion Joseph Parker. Anthony Joshua will take on the toughest nails Otto Wallin. Dimitri Bivol will defend his WBA light heavyweight title against Lyndon Arthur. Daniel Dubois will take on Jarrell Big Baby Miller. What I mean, that's gonna be what Jim Ross like to say, a slobber knocker. Frank Sanchez takes on Junior Pa. IBF Cruiserweight champion Jay Apataya will take on Ellis Zoro, and Filip Hrgovic, the number 1 ranked IBF heavyweight, will take on Marc Demori. That's going to be on pay-per-view, I would imagine. All the details will be announced at a press conference after we tape here. Let's see what else we got. Got a lot of stuff going on this week and a lot of news. Golden Boy Promotions announced that they've signed the undefeated WBO number 1, WBC number 4 super lightweight Arnold Barboza, 28-0, 10 knockouts. Barboza will make his he's just with Top Rank, will make his Golden Boy debut on December 2nd at the Toyota Center underneath Ryan Garcia and Oscar Duarte. Two-weight world champion Natasha Jonas will defend her IBF Welterweight Championship against Michaela Mayer, the former 130-pound champion. That will take place January 20th at the M&S Bank Arena in Liverpool, live on ESPN Plus and Sky Sports in the UK. All-Star Boxing will be back with another fight from Panama City. Panama City Fight Night 4 on Friday, December 1st, featuring rising world-ranked welterweight WBA and WBO number 11 contender Derek Cuevas, 26-1-1 with 18 knockouts. He will take on Marlon Aguas, 14-1, 9 knockouts. That'll be a 10-round bout and will be live on ESPN Plus beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. The WBA World Title Final Eliminator in the Cruiserweight division has been rescheduled as Joshua Boazzi and Dan Aziz has been rescheduled. That will take place February 3rd in the UK. It'll be live on Peacock and Sky Sports in the United States. Golden Boy announced the undercard for Ryan Garcia's fight against Oscar Duarte. We already mentioned Arnold Barbosa will be on the card. The co-main event will be O'Hara Davies, 25-2, 18 knockouts, take on Ismael Barroso, 24-4-2, 22 knockouts for the WBA interim super lightweight title. Unbeaten Floyd Schofield, 15-0 11 knockouts, takes on Ricardo Torres, 17-7-3, 12 knockouts. NABO middleweight champion Shea Mosley Jr., 20-4, 11 knockouts, takes on Joshua Conley and also Darius Fulgham, the good-looking light heavyweight. I think he may be moving down to super middleweight, 8-0, 8 knockouts, so takes on Panchino Hill, 8-4-1, 6 knockouts. Olympic silver super heavyweight Richard Torres, 7-0, 7 knockouts, will take on Curtis Harper. It's a little bit of a step-up fight for Torres. Harper, 14-10, 9 knockouts. That will take place December 9th at the Charles F. Dodge City Center in Pembroke Pines, Florida. This will be the first 8-round bout for Torres. Main event that night will feature the title defense for the WBO featherweight champion Robesi Ramirez. Xander Zayas also on the card as well. Murajan Akhmadaliev, 11-1, 8 knockouts, will take on Kevin Gonzalez in a WBA eliminator, the super bantamweight title. That will take place as the co-feature of the December 16th fight between Jesse Rodriguez and Sonny Edwards, the flyweight unification bout at the Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale, Arizona, and live on DAZN. The IBF has elevated Jaron Ennis to become their welterweight championship. Ennis was previously the interim champion behind Terrence Crawford, but Crawford, who won all 4 belts in his July bout against Errol Spence Jr., said that he has no intention right now of fighting Jaron Ennis. So Ennis, who's been the mandatory for that champion, first it was Errol Spence, now Terrence Crawford. So Crawford and Spence are going for a rematch rather than a fight Ennis, and Ennis is now your champion. And literally the day it was announced, I was fortunate enough to see Jaron Ennis. We had a brief discussion. This is how it went. Here with the new full IBF welterweight champion of the world, Jaron Ennis. So how's that feel to hear that?
I mean, it feels good. You know, I mean, not the way we wanted it. You know, it was out of my hands. You know, yeah, like I said before, I thought I was going to actually fight for it, but you know, it is what it is. You know.
Is it a little? I mean, obviously you're happy you won the bout. A little disappointed that, you know, Crawford and I mean Spence. Now you don't need that. You know, he didn't want to fight you.
Yeah, it was disappointing. You know, I was like hoping to get that fight. You know, but I don't know what they're doing. I guess he's fighting Spence again or whatever, but I don't know.
It's funny. After you won your fight in July, you said, "I hope the fight's a blowout, one way or the other," so they'd have to fight that way. Well, one part of it happened, but unfortunately, I guess he's got to stick to this rematch clause.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I guess he got to abide by the rules or whatever. You know, I mean, we'll see. You know, I don't even know what weight the fight gonna be at, so it's crazy. But you know, I feel like the fans would rather see him fight me than Spence.
I think so too. So if he goes up, just say this fight goes up to 54, maybe he goes to fight Charlo afterwards and can now whatever the heck he's been saying. You feel like you're right now the man at 147 pounds?
Yeah, I believe I'm the best at 147, and I feel like I'm the best in the world. You know, like I said before, once I get my hands on one of them belts, it's over. So they might as well go ahead and pack it up. This is my division.
I promise I won't keep you long. So just last question, last two questions. When should we expect to see you back in the ring?
I should be back in the ring early 2024. You know, just staying in the ring right now. You know, I mean staying in the gym right now. You know, staying sharp, and you know I should be back in 2024, beginning early. Real
quickly, there were rumors that they were trying to put you on the Benavidez Andre card. How true are those rumors?
No, the rumors was true. I was supposed to be, you know, the co-main event on not Charlo, Benavidez and Andre. I was supposed to be the co-main event. I was gonna fight Cody Crawley, and everything was locked in, and then we wound up getting a call from Espinosa and saying that he backed out. So
he's the high. I know 1 and 2 are vacant now in the IBF. He's the highest ranked in the IBF. You feel that fight could be revisited, or you don't think he wants to fight you?
I mean, he just didn't want to fight me just now, so I mean, I doubt he won. I mean, maybe he do. Maybe he want to fight me now because I have the belt, you know. So I don't know. Like I said, this is like a blessing, you know. Now they gotta fight me. These guys gotta fight me. They gotta see me. So it's a blessing.
I've known you since you were a young kid. I remember when your brothers were fighting. They said Pooh and Farah are good, but wait till you see the 14-year-old when you were that young, and now you're world champion. And I know you're going to do the city proud and become and defend your belt.
Definitely going to defend my belt. You're definitely going to bring all back the rest of the belts. So you know, not only for the city but for my family, you know, and the legacy. You know, it's time to take over. It's a start. You know,
it's an honor to stand. It's always been an honor. Remember we sat on the plane together and coming back.
Yeah, I remember.
I got him a standing ovation on the plane.
Yeah. Appreciate that. You know, always show love, always support. Appreciate that.
Congratulations, well deserved. Thank you, man. Thank you, Bob. The IBF welterweight champion of the world, Jaron Ennis, who, you know, I would have loved. I'm one of the few that probably would love to see him and Crawford. I mean, I think a lot of people do want to see that, you know, but like I said in the interview, I've known about Jaron since he was a young kid. His two brothers were really good fighters. They both won USBA and NABF titles, which in my opinion are the two best regional titles out there. And they were both knocking on the doors of major fights, world title fights. And I kept hearing the younger brother. And boys, the younger brother, he's a handful. Jaron Ennis, like I said, he will be back in action, you know, very, very soon. Maybe it's against Cody Crowley. Maybe it's against someone else. So we'll see what happens in the next several months. You know, there'll be some other fighters coming up the ranks at 147 that will, you know, give Ennis his fight, his defining fight and/or fights as the years go on. Finally, cruiserweight Jake Paul will be facing a professional boxer on DAZN on December 15th. He will be taking on Andre August, 10-1 and 1-5 knockouts. That'll be an 8-rounder at the Caribe Royale in Orlando, Florida. Also on the card, a very intriguing female bout for the WBC Super Middleweight Championship will be Shadazia Green taking on the former undisputed champion Franchon Cruz DAZN. So that's a nice night of boxing on December 15th. With Jake Paul taking on Andre August. I'd like to thank Tiger Johnson and Jaron Boots Ennis for joining me. Tune into Abrams Boxing, where I have a ton of interviews, a ton of brand new content on YouTube. Abrams Boxing on YouTube, 15rounds.com for all the latest boxing news and all the updates up to the second updates, fight stories, columns, news, everything you need to know in the world of boxing. So that's 15rounds.com, 15rounds.com. And we got Abrams Sports for some sports stuff, some picks and some basketball and football games. So we have a lot of things going on the Abrams Sports and Boxing networks. And I appreciate everyone for joining us each week. We're growing every week, getting on more platforms, getting bigger audiences. And it's because of the fans and some of the guests I got on. Again, when you have a show, you get Tiger Johnson, who's considered one of the top prospects in the game, and Boots Ennis, who's the IBF Welterweight champion, who's one of the best fighters in the game, pound for pound, no matter what people say. It's a tribute to the show growing. And next week, I'm trying to get a few guys who'll be fighting on the Andrade Benavides card. Maybe I'll get a couple of get someone from the main event, someone from the undercard. That's gonna be a big thing on Thanksgiving weekend. And if we'll talk to you guys right before Thanksgiving. So everyone have a great week. Have a great weekend. Watch the fights. Again, some good action. Thursday night, Shakur Stevenson take on Edwin De Los Santos for the WBC Lightweight World Championship. I'm Marc Ames, and we'll see you next week on the Abrams Boxing Show.